Hello students, in this video we will be discussing Cbse class 9 science NCERT textbook chapter 8 motion, and we are going to discuss the part 12. In this we are going through the graphical representation of motion. We learnt about two types of graphs, distance time graph and the velocity time graph. So in distance time graph we saw that the distance is plotted along the y-axis and the time is plotted along the x-axis. So you can see a graph here. Here you can see the slope is 0. Okay, so that means what? The object is stationary. The object is not moving in this time. Otherwise there is a movement in the object, and here it is coming back to rest, you can say. Okay, so it covered 15 kilometers in the first 5 seconds, 15 meters in the first 5 seconds. Okay, so here if you calculate the slope, it will be what? 15 minus 0, it will be 15 divided by 5. So it will be 3 meter per second. Likewise for this, if you calculate the slope, you can see it will be 20 minus 15, which will be 5, and here it will be 15 minus 5, which will be 10. So it will be 5 by 10, which will be 0.5 meter per second. So here it is going to be what? A negative slope. So what you will have? You have 20 minus 0. So it will be minus 20 here. And for this you will have divided by 10. So where you will have minus 10 meter per second, where you are going to talk about the velocity, which is going to be in the reverse direction. Okay, it's returning back to its position. So like this you will be able to calculate. Okay, so likewise here also you have non-uniform motion here. So uniform motion, here you have the object to be at rest. Okay, likewise for the velocity time graph, you have velocity in the y-axis and time in the x-axis. So as I told you in the previous video, so here this area you will be subtracting to calculate the displacement. For the distance you will not be, you will be adding this only. So this is A1, A2 and A3. You will be adding A1, A2 and A3 to calculate the distance. Okay, and to calculate the displacement you will have to subtract A2. Okay, you will have to add A1 and A3, and you have to subtract A2 in order to calculate the displacement. Here you have only the distance and the displacement are the same. The graph is like this. You can say that distance is equal to the displacement. So again once we'll refresh the points to remember. So if you have to calculate the speed or the velocity, you will calculate the slope of the dt graph. Okay, for the acceleration, slope of the vt graph. To calculate the distance of the displacement, you're going to calculate the area under the vt graph. If the graph is going to be a line parallel to the time axis, the slope is going to be 0. What is slope? It's nothing but vertical change by horizontal change, or you can tell change in the y coordinate by change in the x coordinate, and it is nothing but your rise by run. Okay, so in case if the vt graph goes towards a negative, you can say that value will be subtracted to calculate the displacement of the object. So we've just done a very quick recap of what is the distance time graph and the velocity time graph. Now we will get into one numerical in this video, okay, relating to this. So here you are able to see that you are given the velocity time graph of an object, okay, and you are asked to find the distance and the displacement. So here you have one rectangle here, okay, another rectangle. You have three rectangles. Okay, so I can say you have rectangle triangle OAB, triangle BCD, and triangle DE and F. Okay, so let me draw these three triangles here once. So you have OAB, so where your AG is the height. Okay, and the next triangle is BDC, where your CD is the height, and the next triangle is DEF, where EH is the height. Okay, so what is OB? OB is nothing but 6 minus 0. Okay, 6 minus 0, so which will be 6. So what will be BD here? So BD will be what? So at D you have 8, at B you have 6. So 8 minus 6 is what? 2. So and then the base here it is going to be, for D you have 8 and for F you have 12. So 12 minus 8 is going to be 4. Got it? Now looking at the height. So here for this height you have 15 minus 0. Okay, so you will have 15, and here this is my height. Okay, and my height is going to be 10 minus 0, which will be 10. Here it is going to be 10 minus 0. Here it is going to be 10. Okay, this is in terms of meter per second and second here. Okay, so to calculate the distance and the displacement, first we'll have to find out the area of all the three. Okay, to calculate the area of all the three, we'll first find out the area of the triangles. Okay, so area of triangle OAB is nothing but half into base into height. So your base is nothing but OB. So OB into height is AG. So it will be half into OB is what? So we are calculating everything individually. First we did already. So I am just substituting here. 6 into 15. So you will have 2 3s are 6. 15 3s are 45 meter. Likewise, next you are going to find out the area of triangle BCD. So it will be half into BD into CD. So you will have half into BD is what? 2 into 10. So you will have 10 meter. So likewise, next we have to do for triangle DEF. I'll just draw it here. For so DEF, the height is going to be 10 and the base is going to be 4. So area of triangle DEF is what? Half into DF into EH. So it will be half into 4 into 10. So it will be 20 meter. Okay. Now when I want to find out the distance, so to find out the distance, so let me mark it as A1, A2 and A3. So what did we get for A1? A1 we got 45 meter, A2 10 and A3 is 20. So for distance it will be A1 plus A2 plus A3, which will be 45 plus 10 plus 20, so which will be 75 meter. Okay, so if you have to find out the displacement, you're just going to subtract this alone, that is A2 alone. So it will be A1 minus A2 plus A3, which will be 45 minus 10 plus 20, which will be 65 meter. Is it clear how we've got it? Yes. We'll do a quick recap again here. So you have these three triangles. So one triangle is like this and then this. So you have OAB, BCD and DEF. Okay, so you calculated. So OB was nothing but 6 minus 0, which was 6. Okay, 6, and then for AG we calculated it by 15 minus 0, which was 15. Likewise BD was 8 minus 6 2, and DC was 10 minus 0, which was 10. Likewise your DF was 12 minus 8, which is 4, and your EH was 10 minus 0, which is 10. Okay, then we did all these pairings. So for the first triangle it was half into 6 into 15, where you got 45 meter. Likewise here it was half into 2 into 10, you got 10 meter, and half into 4 into 10, you got 20 meter. So totally when you add, you got 75 meter. When you subtracted this alone, you got 65 meter. Okay, so thus the distance was 75 meter and the displacement is what? 65 meter. Is it clear, children? Yes. So this is how you will have to do this question. Okay, here you can see the same question. I have solved it very clearly. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this so that it will be useful for you. Okay, so this is the exact solution, step by step I have done. Okay, here you can see here I have put negative. Okay, negative during BCD. Okay, and then it's positive again there. Okay, so I have done it step by step. You can go through this, see the seconds, meter, all that you can see. I have given it very clearly. Okay, so see you again in another video with the next numerical related to graphical representation. Okay, thank you, children.